Hello there, my name is Peter Thomson. I'm delighted to welcome you to this message. And today I'd like to talk about persuasion, particularly ethical persuasion, and three key ideas which I believe from my fair amount of experience are so true when it comes to understanding the art and science of ethical persuasion. To start with then, I believe that one of the mistakes that I see so many people unfortunately make is this: selling. What do I mean by that? Well, I actually mean that it has occurred to me and been proven to be true that it is necessary for you and I, as coaches or consultants, speakers or trainers, involved in business in some way, it's necessary that we learn how to sell. We need to understand the basic process of persuasion. In selling, I have a 6-stage process that I overlay people's personality and style onto, which is basically open, gather, present, adjust, conclude and follow. In other words, there is an opening of some description to set off the conversation in the right manner. There's the gathering stage where we find out what it is that the client wants. Then there's the presenting stage where we show or demonstrate what it is that we have to offer that matches what they want. Then there's the adjusting stage where we start to understand any discrepancies between our explanations and their understanding. Then there's the concluding or closing stage when the sale is brought to a smooth conclusion. And then there's the follow-up stage whereby we follow up on the promise made in the sales and marketing conversations. So yes, we need to know and understand a process similar to that, or my process, and we need to understand how people are actually persuaded to do the things we want them to do in an ethical way. However, I believe that we should learn to sell, and then we should stop selling, and we should allow people to buy. And the reason I say that is that because when we are selling, often it can come across that we are needy, when in reality we need never be needy because there's only one of us. In other words, we are unique. You and I are individually unique. There can't be more than one of us, and therefore what we have to offer is unique, and therefore there is no need for us to be needy because there are plenty of clients out there who want what we have to offer. So I think if we stop selling and we allow people to buy, that's a far better way of doing business. Now, the problem with that idea, which is so easily stated, is that it's so easily stated and it's easy to nod along and say, oh yes, Pete, that's a great idea. Learn how to sell, stop selling and allow people to buy. Yes, I get it. Great, I'll take that away. Unfortunately, I found that over many, many years of discussing the idea and the art and science of selling with so many people, that few people really get it until they sit down and start thinking about it. Learn how to sell. That can be a lifetime's learning how to sell. There are so many different ideas, from the addition of NLP way back over 30, 40 odd years ago, to the art and science that's been for thousands of years. People have been using it. But we need to learn how to sell. And then it's a conscious shift in our mindset to stop selling and allowing people to buy. And once you get that mindset, once you get that feeling, once you are in alignment with that philosophy, if you like, business and life changes. Suddenly there's a deep sigh of relief. I get it. And when that day comes, it just makes life and business so much easier. Don't sell. Allow people to buy. Now, a couple of ideas to go with that, and this is it. First one. Don't try and convince people. That's the same as don't try to sell. All we need to do, instead of trying to convince people, is to be convincing. In other words, we have total belief in the efficacy of what it is that we offer, that it lives up to its promise. We have belief or confidence in ourselves to deliver it. And we are in alignment with who we are when we are delivering our ideas to people. So that, back to my old expression, people will never consistently do who they are, or in other words, the flip side of it, people will consistently do who they are. So let's make certain that we do have that confidence in ourselves, we do have our belief high in our products and services, and that what we're doing is in alignment with who we are. Then it's very easy to be convincing and not have to convince anybody. The real secret, though, is based in this idea, is that we allow people to sell themselves on our ideas or products or services in their answers to our well-crafted questions. Let me say that again. We allow people to sell themselves in their answers to our well-crafted questions. And questions are not only well-crafted, but delivered at the right time, because the right question delivered at the wrong time is the wrong question. So we need to deliver our questions at the right time within the 6-stage process that I've mentioned to you at the start of this message. So if we're thinking about those well-crafted questions, we can think of them like this. It's a bit like the difference between a labyrinth and a maze. Now, if you've entered a maze, and I'm sure you've been in a maze at some stage in your life, you know there's a lot of false paths in a maze. You can go up one path and get lost and have to come back again. That's not the case in a labyrinth. A labyrinth has one path that leads you through from the start to the finish, or from the start to the centre of the labyrinth. And if you enter the labyrinth and put your hand on the wall and just keep walking, you'll get to the end or get out the other side, because there is only one path. Now, there may be pitfalls, problems and perils to meet along the way, but there still is only one path. So if we think about our sales conversations as being rather like a labyrinth, where with the right questions we're smoothly, carefully and with integrity taking the person we're talking to, our potential client possibly, through from the start to the finish. And we're doing that with a series of questions that they are answering, because when we make a statement to somebody about a benefit or advantage that they're going to get from dealing with us or buying our products and services, they will feel that for sure, but they will not feel it to the same extent as if they say the words themselves. And how do we get them to say the words themselves with integrity? We have to ask questions. So if we plan out the questions that we're going to ask so that it is a labyrinth, not a maze, and we're smoothly and carefully and with consideration taking someone down the path from where they are now to where they want to be and where we can help them be by asking the right questions, then slowly but surely as the conversation unfurls, their questions will take them deeper from being interested to wanting to buy. And as you and I know, there's a great deal of difference between wanting to want and wanting to buy, but perhaps that's a conversation for another day. So I hope you can take this away, consider it, think about it, and then use it quite clearly. Learn to sell, then stop selling and allow people to buy. Don't be trying to convince somebody, be convincing, and understanding the real secret of persuasion, which is allowing people to sell themselves in their answers to your or mine well-crafted questions. If you've got any comments to add to this, then just pop them in the boxes below, somewhere down there, and we can start a conversation. I hope you've enjoyed this and you can take it away, and it will help you achieve whatever it is that you set your heart and mind upon, be that freedom from things that may have held you back, or freedom to be, do and have something else that's important in your life. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click to watch the next video. Remember to visit our website at peterthomson.com and download your free copy of my latest book, How to Write Your Business Book in 5 days or less. Until next time, every success.